It's 2 a.m. You tell yourself you'll watch just one more episode, but one becomes two, then three, and the night disappears before you even notice. That's not coincidence, that's design. Because Netflix isn't just a streaming platform, it's a psychological engine. A perfectly tuned system built to capture your attention and turn it into billions of dollars. When most people think about Netflix, they imagine a subscription company. You pay a monthly fee and they give you entertainment. Simple, right? Not quite. The truth is that Netflix makes its money in ways that go far beyond monthly subscriptions. It's a story about innovation, obsession, and the business of human behavior. And it all started with a late fee. In 1997, a software engineer named Reed Hastings rented a movie from Blockbuster. It was Apollo 13, and when he returned it, he owed $40 in late fees. That frustration sparked an idea. What if you could rent movies by mail without due dates or penalties? Together with his friend Mark Randolph, he launched a tiny DVD rental startup. It was risky, it sounded ridiculous, but customers loved it. For just a few dollars a month, you could order DVDs online and have them shipped to your home. No late fees, no stress. By 2005, Netflix had shipped over 1 million DVDs a day. It was a quiet revolution, convenience winning over tradition. But Hastings already saw the next wave coming. Broadband internet was spreading, and he realized something. The future of entertainment wasn't in discs. It was in data. So while Blockbuster was still opening stores, Netflix began secretly building a streaming platform. It took years of testing, licensing deals, and technology investment. But in 2007, Netflix finally launched its online streaming service. And everything changed. At first it was small, only a few hundred titles, but the idea of watching instantly, no mail, no waiting, felt futuristic. Slowly, millions of DVD subscribers started spending more time online. And Netflix watched carefully. That's when the company discovered its most valuable asset, your behavior. Every click, every pause, every moment of hesitation, all of it was recorded. They realized something powerful. Data could predict what people wanted before they even knew it themselves. Netflix wasn't just in the entertainment business anymore, it was in the prediction business. Then came a crisis. Around 2010, Netflix was paying massive licensing fees to Hollywood studios for shows like Friends and The Office. These series drove most of its traffic, but when contracts expired, the studios took their content elsewhere, sometimes to start their own platforms. Netflix faced a choice, either depend on others forever or take control of its future. So, it made a bold move, wanted to become its own studio. In 2013, Netflix released House of Cards. It cost over $100 million, like an enormous gamble for a company that had never made a show before. But there was one crucial difference. Netflix didn't make it blindly. They already knew it would be a hit. The decision wasn't based on instinct, it was based on data. Millions of users had shown strong interest in political dramas, Kevin Spacey and director David Fincher. Netflix combined that data, ran simulations, and concluded that this show would succeed. They were right. House of Cards didn't just win awards, it changed how we watch TV forever. Netflix dropped every episode at once, letting viewers binge watch the entire season. Suddenly, binging wasn't shameful. It was addictive. It was cultural. The success of House of Cards proved that Netflix could use its data to engineer hits. And it worked again and again. Stranger Things, The Crown, Narcos, Money Heist, Squid Game. Each show was different, but the formula was the same. Emotion plus data plus global reach. Netflix's algorithm doesn't just recommend what you might like, it shapes what you will like next. It tests thumbnails, titles, pacing, and character arcs. It's not guessing, it's optimizing. Every second of your attention feeds the machine. But data alone doesn't explain Netflix's massive profits. The real genius lies in how it multiplies value across every layer of the business. Let's start with original content. By owning its shows and movies, Netflix eliminates the middleman. Once a show is made, it becomes an infinite asset. There are no royalties, no renewals, no licensing costs. Now, that's why Stranger Things can stream worldwide 24/7, year after year, with nearly zero marginal cost. Next comes international expansion. While most American companies focused on the US market, Netflix went global. It invested billions in local productions. Dark in Germany, Money Heist in Spain, Sacred Games in India, Squid Game in South Korea. These weren't just regional hits. They became global events. Netflix turned foreign language shows into worldwide blockbusters. That strategy created a powerful loop: low-cost local production, massive global audience, exponential profit. Then came advertising. For years, Netflix refused to include ads. Hastings once said, "We're competing with sleep, not with advertisers." But times changed. As competition grew and profits tightened, Netflix introduced an ad-supported plan in 2023. It seemed like a downgrade, but it was genius. Why? Because Netflix doesn't just show ads, and it shows targeted ads. Thanks to years of behavioral data, it can tell advertisers exactly who's watching and when. That level of precision is gold. Suddenly, Netflix wasn't just a streaming service. It became one of the most valuable advertising platforms in the world. And it didn't stop there. Netflix began experimenting with product placement. Subtle, seamless brand integration that feels organic. Coca-Cola in Stranger Things. Luxury fashion in Emily in Paris. A car brand in The Gray Man. These aren't random props. They're million-dollar contracts. But the most overlooked source of Netflix's success is its psychological design. Every detail, from the next episode countdown to the algorithm that keeps you hooked, is meticulously engineered to keep you watching. There's no cliffhanger too long, no break too awkward. It's entertainment refined through behavioral science. Even the red N logo is chosen to stand out on any device, any background, any time of day. Every sound, every animation, designed to reward your brain with tiny bursts of dopamine. All this attention translates directly into money. The longer you watch, the more likely you are to stay subscribed or upgrade your plan. Retention is everything. That's why Netflix spends billions on keeping you engaged, not just signing you up. But there's a darker truth hiding behind the success. To maintain its growth, Netflix has taken on more than $14 billion in debt. It spends faster than almost any company in media history. Every new show is a bet, a gamble that the next Stranger Things will bring in enough viewers to justify the cost. The competition is fierce. Disney Plus, Apple TV Plus, Amazon Prime, and Max are all fighting for the same screen time. Each has deep pockets, iconic franchises, and brand loyalty. Yet Netflix remains ahead. Not because it has the best shows, but because it knows its audience better than anyone else. Its algorithm is its fortress. It doesn't need to guess what will trend, well, it already knows. It doesn't follow culture, it creates it. Netflix has also started expanding beyond video. Interactive experiences like Bandersnatch blurred the line between film and game. Gaming initiatives, live events, and even branded merchandise are turning Netflix into a full-fledged entertainment ecosystem. Think about that. A company that began mailing DVDs is now building theme parks, video games, and global media franchises, all powered by the same data-driven foundation. And that brings us back to the heart of it all: attention. In today's world, attention is the most valuable resource. It drives advertising, sales, and cultural power. Every minute you spend watching Netflix is a minute they've captured from competitors, from social media, from your own life. Netflix doesn't sell shows, it sells time. Your time. My time. And it's turned that time into over $30 billion in annual revenue. But beyond the numbers, Netflix represents something bigger. A shift in how we consume, think, and even feel. We no longer wait for entertainment, it waits for us. We no longer choose what to watch, it chooses for us. Netflix changed more than television, it changed the rhythm of our lives. And whether that's genius or dangerous depends on how you see it. Because behind the autoplay and recommendations, behind the binge-worthy thrill of just one more episode, lies the world's most efficient machine for monetizing human behavior. And it all started with a $40 late fee. If you found this story fascinating, subscribe to Wealth Untold, because next week we'll reveal another story of power, pride, and profit, how one man's anger toward Ferrari created Lamborghini, and how revenge built a billion-dollar empire.